with Angela Yee, and Diddy G is here with me today, guest hosting. Thank you for being here, by the way.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
And I know a lot of these things you're like, look, I don't know about that, but we're going to talk about it right now because for Diddy, jury selection today starts for his trial, and he's facing up to life in prison. Did you know that? Up to life.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't really be keeping up with people cases for real.
Right.
To be honest, but that's crazy.
Yeah, they said, what they're saying is that he also was offered a plea deal that he turned down from prosecutors about 10 days ago. They have not given us the details on what that plea deal was, but he's saying that he's just a swinger and that his sexual escapades were just the consensual adventures of what somebody in his position would do. He's a tycoon, he's high-flying, it's a lifestyle thing. But what they are saying is they're accusing him of basically a criminal enterprise, federal sex trafficking and racketeering and all of those things. Now, I'm looking at what they're asking them to be on the jury. Have you ever been on a jury before?
Nah, never in my life.
Neither have I. I've been called to jury duty, but then they never picked me. Like, I never had to even go in and answer those questions. I guess they have a whole lineup of people. And then if you get picked to go in, you have to go in. I never even made it that far. But I want to say this. They always tell us if we do have to do jury duty, don't try to duck it because they need us in those, they need us as jurors.
Yeah. Can't you go to jail if you don't go?
Can you go to jail if you don't do jury duty? I don't know if you can? Yes? Okay, yes. Yes, so yes. But the judge is asking them questions about if they have training in addiction, if they've been reading about the case. I don't know if you can find a juror who doesn't know about this case. Right. Maybe you would be perfect because you haven't been keeping up.
I mean, nah. I'm cool.
You'll be perfect on the jury. But they also asked them if they've ever been in a lawsuit, if they've ever been accused or been a victim of a crime, if they've been impacted by allegations of rape, guns, intimate partner violence, all of those things. And so that's a lot of questions to ask people. I'm sure people also want to be on this jury, I would think, just like being nosy, and then afterwards you could write a book.
So you think people would be a juror for clout?
I do. Especially in a high-profile case like this.
Yeah.
Like, you would be like, okay, because that's a good story afterward to be like, I was on the jury. So they're talking about his defense strategy and what that's going to be like. And basically, they feel like the defense is going to try to humanize him to show that he's not the head of a RICO crime organization, but instead he's Diddy, the superstar rapper. And so it feels like, though, some people are feeling like he does have a strong case. Now, another person who's been in the news a lot lately is Shannon Sharpe. Talk about somebody that was about to get a $100 million deal, and now this has kind of put a kibosh on that, at least for the time being. Woman Michelle Bundy Evans has been sharing details about the sexual assault claims against Shannon Sharpe that she has. She referenced this in a 2023 lawsuit. Now, she talked about meeting him in the Denver Broncos locker room in April 2002. She was a local sports reporter. They met again at a club, and he was pursuing her heavily, and she started dating him, but they had an open relationship. So she said that he wanted her to break up with the current boyfriend, but she didn't want to do that because he was seeing other women as well. And so here's what else she had to say.
He was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. He wouldn't take no for an answer, so he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his in my mouth. After he got enough of that, he put me on the bed, and this was all a struggle.
So we're following this case, too, to see what's going to happen with Shannon Sharpe as well. I know you're not keeping up with that either. You've been streaming.
I've been just live streaming, just
handling your business.
Yeah.
I love your media training, DDG. All right, well, when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's when we're going to discuss what we did last night. I just got back from St. Thomas, but we definitely want to find out what you've been up to. Even though we can follow you and see, we want to hear it from you. It's way up.